Good evening, and welcome to Tom Does Movies. Literally 30 minutes ago, I decided to do this. I love movies. Three things I love more than anything: movies, music, and writing, other than my kids. And ever since I was a kid, I've just been enamored with films. Uh, Anything from comedies to love stories to science fiction. I love it all. So these reviews, if anything, will be probably leaning more towards the positive side than you've seen from your average movie critic. I just love movies, and I can sit through even the worst of them, and I sat through some lemons in my time. But the premise I want to work on is possibly, and we'll see how it goes, but review one current movie, an older movie, and possibly a movie that didn't do well at the box office, kind of fell through the cracks, that I think is particularly good, that just didn't have the box office success. And there's a lot of them that went on to be classics, like Blade Runner, to mention one. Uh, Somewhere in Time, which was totally panned by the critics when it came out. And the first one I'm going to review here, which is one of my top 5 movies. I love this film. I think it works on every level. And it was panned by the critics when it came out, and I didn't see it for a long time. I believed them, and didn't take a look until years later. It came out in 2001, directed by Mark Pellington, called The Mothman Prophecies, and it's based on a book. Shoot, I forgot the gentleman's name. Richard Keel. Loosely on the book. The book is really a montage of a lot of UFO sightings over the years, a lot of his personal experiences, and he refers to the Mothman phenomenon. He goes back to it several times in the book, but the book is really not built around that particular story. It's a good chunk of the book, but very different from the film, which is specifically the Mothman incident. And what happened was in 1967, all of these sightings of this large winged, half man, half moth-like creature that could fly were coming from everywhere in the town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia. And it just got very strange, and strange things were happening to people's phones. They'd hear shrieks on the phone when they pick it up, see lights in the sky, a lot of UFO sightings at the same time. And just a very strange period of time, which all led up to the Silver Bridge, which crossed the Ohio River, which killed 37 people when it collapsed, 1967. At that point, the sightings of the Mothman ended, so they tie into the Mothman sightings. But what I love about this film is that the number one, the acting is fantastic from Richard Gere, Laura Linney, Deborah Messing, and Will Patton plays a great character in this. And it's just very kind of an eerie, from the first minute to the last. There's just this kind of mysterious glow resonating from this film that just works from beginning to end. The music is very moody. It's just very believable, and you just get deep into the film very quickly. Doesn't waste any time. It doesn't have any real slow sequences, even though much of the film is just is speaking. You see very little of the Mothman, but it's just a great film. highly recommended. Like I say, it's in my top 5. Directed by Mark Pellington, and I'm going to score everything with 10 stars, and I give Mothman a 9.5. And the only thing negative I can say about it, which I'll try to say something negative about it, every film I review at least, is maybe you don't see enough of the Mothman. There's not enough visuals of him himself flying or anything along those lines. You see some kind of faded images as he's walking toward a car, that type of thing. But anyway, a 9.5 for Mothman Prophecies. And by the way, that's the Mothman Prophecies there. I forgot to show it at the beginning. Second movie, which would be the current movie, more current, that I like to review is Hereafter, which is right here. There we go. And I must say, all the good movies, this is the first one I was disappointed in. Clint directed. I think he's an extremely strong director, and just felt left kind of a hole at the end of it. I think one of where it fell short is that it didn't really go back into Matt Damon's. Well, to set it up a little bit, Matt Damon is a what do you call it? A person who sees those who have crossed to the other side. I guess you'd call that a psychic, but you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, where it picks up in the film is that he had a career doing that, wrote books and so on, was a success, and he's gotten away from it due to the fact that he couldn't handle the personal side of it, and you know, the people that had just lost family members and that type of thing kind of wore him out. And the problem is, you're told this, it's not shown. I think if the film had picked up like toward the end of that career and shown what actually took place, I think it would have helped it quite a bit. As it is, I felt from the beginning I didn't have much of a connection with him. The story really didn't take off with any type of interesting characters, at least that I thought in the film. I thought that the acting was kind of underwhelming. It was okay. Nothing I'd put on my Christmas list, and I give it maybe 6 stars. Okay. The next film would be the underappreciated one, the one that kind of fell through the cracks. And I'm just going to go ahead and continue with that. And it's a comedy called Walk Hard. And I'll show you a picture of that. And there you have it. Walk Hard, Dewey Cox story. Has John C. Reilly. The girl from Saturday Night Live, Kristen Wiig, I'm sorry. Tim Meadows is hilarious in this. This movie may be the most underrated comedy of the last 10 years. To me, it's the funniest thing John C. Reilly's ever done. I like it better than anything Will Ferrell's done, to be honest with you. So that I might have just lost half my audience, but this thing is hilarious from beginning to end. The writing is very creative and funny. The songs are very good and funny. There's running gags throughout the whole thing. It just leads from one crazy scene to another, and it never slows down. Again, one of the best comedies in the last 5-10 years, easy. That and The Other Guys would be my number 2. Also, not a money maker at the box office, but very funny. And this is John C. Reilly's